Hey there, it's Clothier here. Coming to you live this week from my office, talk to you a little bit about this week's productivity hack, this week's strategy on exactly, some of the things you can be doing inside of your own life, your own business to kind of get ahead. One of my commitments in 2015 is I'm going to make more of these videos. The last couple of years I've, kind of come and go a lot, very sporadic, but I've committed that I'm going to try to at least put 2 out a month for you guys to really share with you kind of behind the curtains what it takes to be really productive, to get a lot of things done, to run a successful company, a successful life, get to all the things that really matter. So the thing I'm going to share with you this week is the element of time. Here's what I want you to remember. Time is your only real currency. I can assure you that when you are on your deathbed, the one thing you're not going to want more of is money. You're only going to want more time. So there's a trick into conning yourself, hacking yourself, getting into your own head and really thinking about it in the types of terms that make you act. Right? So many times we get caught up in our own lives, our own day-to-day stuff, that we forget that the clock's ticking. We think we'll just get to it tomorrow. I'll actually go fight for my dream tomorrow. I'll actually go get in shape next week, next month, next Monday, the first of next month, the next quarter, whatever the case may be. We all do this, by the way. And the reality of it is that what if tomorrow never comes? I honestly can't think of anything more reckless. I can't think of anything more dangerous than to think that, to get caught in a trap of believing that tomorrow is somehow promised, because it's just not. I've witnessed this firsthand. I was caught on an airplane 3 years ago on a Delta flight from Atlanta to West Palm Beach that had to be diverted and to make an emergency landing in Tampa. A cabin completely filled with smoke. They told us to brace for impact. They told us to get ready. And basically, at that point, under no uncertain terms, they told us to get ready to die. And I'll share more of that story with you, in an upcoming episode on the profound impact that had on my life. But I don't mind telling you that when you go through something like that, it reframes life for you real quick. I was trapped on an airplane. I was separated from my family. I could hear my young daughter crying, and I couldn't do one thing about it. And so it's in those moments that you quickly reevaluate everything, and you understand that it could all be gone in an instant. I watched my mentor, my uncle, pass away recently in the last few years, and it again had a very profound impact on my life, and helping me to understand that what's really important in life is the time, the moments. Not going off and collecting things, not going off and buying all the crap. It's collecting all the moments, all the things that you can actually do in your life when you design it the correct way. So it's important to get dialed in on that as fast as you possibly can. It's important to remember that that's what it's really all about. The money creates time. When you are able to go and become financially free, when you're able to go off and create a business, or whether it's a home-based business or not, create a business that suddenly allows you to invest your time in the things that you're passionate about, that's when life gets really good. So the faster you get there, the better life becomes. So learning how to trick yourself, hack yourself, get your head on straight in a repeated fashion is really, really important. We all have 24 hours a day. We all, nobody has any more time than the next person. The wealthiest person in the world does not have any more time inside of a day than you and I. So how is it that they can run, multi-billion-dollar organizations and create this unbelievable life and this wealth? And how do they do that? Well, they've learned how to leverage. They've learned how to extract more out of every minute. They've learned how to use systems, how to be very productive. They've learned how to control what goes on up here. Here's what I want you to do. And again, over the course of the next few weeks, I'm just going to share more and more hacks like this with you. But here's one I'll share with you today. It's really simple. If you're a woman, I want you to write down the number 82. If you're a man, I want you to write down the number 78. And I want you to subtract your age from it. Really simple math here, right? So I'm 44, 78, that's 34. I want you to take that number and multiply it times 365. What that is going to give you is, statistically speaking, how many days you have left, if you're just average. So, might be 5,000, might be 10,000, might be 15,000, might be 20,000. Whatever it is, it's your number. You own it. Now I want you to take that number, and it's fair to assume that most of us are asleep 8 hours a day, if we're healthy and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, right? So that means 8 out of 24 hours we're asleep. So it means a third of that time you're going to be asleep. So take whatever number you just wrote down and multiply it times 0.67. Now that is how many waking days you have left. And that's a very humbling number, because I don't care who you are, that number is way too small. So if you knew that the clock was ticking, and you knew you had 8,000 days left on this planet, you owe it to yourself to go get everything out of life that you can. The clock is ticking. What would you do if you knew you only had 1,000 days left? What would you do if you knew you only had 100 days left? What would you do if you knew you only had 10 days left? Because it's in that question that you'll find that those are the real answers. Those are the most important things that you should be focused on. Creating impact, giving back to the world, giving back to your family, giving back to whatever it is. Making a difference. You know, for a guy like me, and many people that I surround myself with, it's knowing that you mattered, right? Knowing that suddenly you're leaving this place much better than when you got here. If that's really what matters to you, then you've got to get busy doing it now, because the clock is ticking. So what do? I keep that number in front of me every single day. It's on a whiteboard right in front of me, and that's what I would suggest you do as well. And every day when you come in, just go and kind of move away the last digit there and replace it with the new one. 8,000? Okay, well, wipe that away now. Today it's 7,999. And you're quite literally watching the days tick down. Now, so why is that important? Why does that work? Because suddenly you're moving. You're realizing that you got to go. You got to do it. Those days when you don't feel like getting up, moving, and doing what's important, and creating the life that you want, and designing the life that you want, living the life that you want, you suddenly realize it's in those moments that you will be defined one way or the other. That little decision. Either today it's worth it, or it's not. And it's okay. Sometimes it's just not. Sometimes you just wake up and you don't feel up to it. We're all human. We get it. But the key to being successful is more days than not to decide that you're worth it, and to take these little steps to make it happen. Do something that scares you today. Do it again tomorrow. Do it again the day after tomorrow. And you string enough of those days together, and ultimately you're going to get to where you want to be.